energetic attacks, dark energies, and external influences. It might sound like something from a horror movie, but it can feel very real in your everyday life, especially when your energy suddenly disappears. Have you ever had that feeling? One moment everything is fine, and then suddenly, without any clear reason, you feel completely drained, as if someone secretly has taken your energy away. Maybe you also know this: mood swings that come out of nowhere, a deep sadness, an unexplained anger, or a paralyzing fear that just doesn't feel like you, as if you're suddenly feeling someone else's emotions. Or it shows up physically: pressure in your chest, unexplained heart palpitations, headaches, symptoms your doctor can't find a cause for. All of these can be classical signals. Your system is sounding the alarm, calling out to you, hey, something just entered my energy field that doesn't belong here. But there's another kind of energetic attack. These don't come directly from a person, but from frequencies and energy fields we are constantly exposed to. Just imagine you walk into a large shopping mall, and after a short time you feel completely tired and exhausted. Or you feel how electrosmog, or maybe mobile phone radiation, burden your energy field. They make you nervous, restless, or rob you of your sleep. And you can become blocked through your diet. Think of nanoparticles in food, which work on a subtle level and disrupt the natural energy flow in your body. And then there are the 5G masts springing up everywhere, or the flood of negative news in the media that can trigger deep fears within you. So the question is, what can you do? Yes, we cannot just switch off the 5G masts. We cannot instantly ban nanoparticles from our food, and we cannot undo negative headlines. But we have a much more powerful choice. We can decide how we respond to all of this on an energetic level. In this video, I will show you what's really happening and how you can effectively protect yourself, so you can preserve your energy and feel free and powerful again. Imagine your energy field is like your immune system. The stronger and healthier it is, the less viruses, bacteria, or in this case, low-frequency energies and foreign substances can affect you. The more conscious you become, the more naturally you will choose what nourishes you, and the more resistant you become to everything that does not support you. A strong energy field becomes impenetrable to these hostile energies and outside influences. If you recognize yourself in any of this, stay with me, because now comes the explanation that changes everything. How do you strengthen your energy field and break the cycle of feeling weaker and constantly low on energy? Our first impulse in these situations is often, someone took my energy, or I was attacked. This feeling makes sense, because that is exactly how it feels. But here comes the shift that takes you out of the victim role. The truth is, no one can take your energy. Your essential life force is always with you and cannot be taken away. You are always 100% energy. What you experience as an attack is actually something very different. It is the law of resonance. Imagine your energy field as a lake. An energetic attack is not like a thief taking water from your lake. It is more like a stone being thrown into your lake. But, and this is the most important part, the stone can only create waves if the water resonates with it. If your lake does not have the same frequency inside it, the stone simply sinks to the bottom without creating any effect. The uncomfortable feeling doesn't come from something being taken away from you. It comes from something inside you responding to what is coming from the outside. You are not powerless. You hold the key to understanding this resonance and stopping it. So, what is it? It is as if your energy field extends a specific antenna, and this antenna can only receive the frequencies it is tuned to. That is the law of resonance. There are two main reasons why your antenna picks up foreign low-frequency energies. Reason number 1, unresolved inner patterns. The inner hook. Imagine you have an unresolved negative belief inside of you, such as I'm not safe or I'm not good enough. This belief is like an invisible message inside your energy field. When you meet someone who carries exactly the same frequency, insecurity, fear, low self-worth, and they are sending it outward, something happens. You understand each other on a deeper level. You resonate with one another, and this resonance can intensify the negative feelings connected to those old beliefs. So it's not really that someone is doing something to you energetically. It is your own resonance with the themes that are coming toward you. This can wake up your own old, unresolved pain, and that often feels draining and overwhelming. The second reason, which is just as important, is your gift of high sensitivity or empathy. If you are like a sponge for the energies around you, you absorb everything. Your partner's mood, a co-worker's stress, the tension in a room. Without clear inner boundaries, you think, this sadness is mine. This anger is mine. But very often it isn't yours at all. You are simply feeling other people's emotions as if they were your own, because your system hasn't learned how to distinguish and separate them. Both paths lead to the same experience. You feel drained and overwhelmed by something that doesn't feel like you. The good news is you can do something about both causes. You may now ask, but what about black magic attacks or dark beings that connect to you? From the perspective of resonance, this can also be explained because these energies that are perceived as demonic or dark are often just very dense forms of the same low frequencies. Poor fear, poor anger, poor hatred. and they follow the exact same principle. They can only attach themselves to something that vibrates in a similar way. Think of it like radio frequencies. A low frequency cannot reach a high vibrating receiver. You are simply not compatible with it. Dark beings and so-called black magic attacks exist only in the very lowest frequency range, in fear, hatred, and separation. When you are in your power, vibrating in love, in trust and connection, you become literally invisible and unreachable to these energies. They cannot even perceive your vibration. And really, this is so important to understand. They cannot attack you. So what often feels like an attack is actually the last desperate resistance of your own low vibrations that still exist inside of you. And these old fears and pains, they scream loudly right before they leave your energy field, because they sense that their time is over. Your best and only protection is to raise your fundamental vibration. Every healing of an old wound, every release of a negative belief makes you not only stronger, it makes you literally untouchable for these low energies. You create an invisible, impenetrable boundary of vibration. And now something very important. How do you protect yourself? Whenever you feel one of these symptoms, that feeling as if someone is stealing your energy, pause and ask yourself, who does this feeling really belong to? Why do I feel drained right now? And feel into it. Which old pain inside you is connected to this? Which inner wound produces exactly this same emotion? Maybe if you are very honest with yourself, it is connected to the feeling of not being good enough, or the feeling of not being loved. And when you suddenly recognize, yes, that could be true, then this is the key moment. Because then you understand you are not a victim helplessly exposed to an energetic attack. You can change what you believe. You can change what you believe. Nobody else can do this. You can begin to believe that you are good enough, that you are loved, because you are. You are good enough and you are loved. Even if others, maybe even your own parents, never experienced what it feels like to be loved, because their parents didn't know it either, and they carried this negative belief their whole life. But now you are the one who can break this chain. And how do you break this chain right now? Take this old belief, this I'm not good enough, and imagine it's like an old faded photograph that you have been carrying with you for years. And now you take this photo, look at it and say, ah, yes, I know this, but this is not who I am now. Then you let the photo go in your mind. It dissolves into light, or you burn it, or the wind carries it away. And in its place, you put a new powerful image of yourself. The image and the energy of I'm good enough, exactly as I am. I'm good enough, exactly as I am. And then comes a small challenge, or rather a real test, because now you are invited to live this new belief. Imagine someone criticizing you unfairly. The old pain gets triggered. In the past, you might have immediately felt bad, made yourself small, or tried to defend yourself right away. And you would have felt energetically attacked. Now, with your new awareness, you have a choice. You can say inside yourself, wait, this is my old pain, the fear of not being loved. But I know I'm lovable as I am. And then you act from this new belief. And this might mean you set a boundary, gentle but clear. I see that differently. And remind yourself that your needs and your wishes are completely valid and equal. You do not need to justify or to apologize for them. And very important, you remove yourself from a situation that doesn't feel good. Yes, you can, but not out of fear, but out of self-care. Every time you act in this way, you send a powerful message to the universe and to your own subconscious. I mean it. I respect my boundaries. I honor myself. I live my truth. And this new awareness, this energetic awareness, automatically changes the way you deal with external influences as well. And do you know what happens then? Once you begin to strengthen your energy field from the inside, you do everything from inside, you will naturally start to nourish and to protect yourself on the outside as well. Your strengthened energy field will suddenly feel very clearly what supports you and what doesn't, and you will almost automatically act accordingly. Your body will start craving fresh, natural food because it feels that it raises your vibration. Processed, industrial food suddenly feels like noise in your system. You become more mindful of what you consume, not out of fear, but out of respect for your body. And you will notice that you can no longer tolerate negative headlines or fear-based news the way you used to. Not because you deny reality, but because you are actively protecting your inner peace. You consume information more consciously, and you no longer let everything enter your energy field unfiltered. And you will intuitively take breaks from your phone, spend more time in nature to ground yourself, and you will notice that you become much less sensitive to electrosmog, especially when you drink good, energetically structured water. This is not extra effort. It is something that you will feel naturally. The clearer and stronger your inner foundation becomes, the more impenetrable you grow toward the hostile energies out there. You choose what nourishes you, and you let go more easily of anything that drains you. You become like a rock in the storm, calm and steady, no matter what is happening around you. That is true protection, not an imaginary shield, but a clear, sovereign energy field that is created by your truth, by releasing negative beliefs that are not yours, and by acting authentically from the place within. And then you stop apologizing for your needs and you send a clear message to others, and this comes really deep from your subconscious and speaks, I'm worthy. I'm worthy of having my needs met. My boundaries are valid. And this clear inner stance makes your energy field impenetrable to energies and people who feed on insecurity and low self-worth. You become uninteresting to energy vampires and manipulative dynamics because they cannot find a hook in you anymore. If you have experienced sudden exhaustion and emotional overwhelm too many times, and you finally want to find a way to stay in your true power, then I warmly invite you to a free initial call with my team. Together we will look at where you are right now and create a strategy for you that you can feel strong, safe and centered even in challenging times. So your life no longer feels like mere survival, but like pure joyful living. Click on the link in the description and book your free initial call. Feel free to share this video with someone who also needs to know how to protect themselves from energetic attacks in the best way. And I love you.